Hi everyone, welcome to Murthy IT. So today I'm going to explain about Fibonacci series. So if you know already, listen how I am writing and any better way of writing the code, let me know and let's discuss. So Fibonacci series means generally. So here my requirement is until given number we need to print the Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series means if you don't know any one of you, so Fibonacci series if you don't know means let me explain you people. So Fibonacci series means first two numbers will be printed 0 1. They will be printed, or else we need to take 0 1. So if you do these two numbers addition, what how much 1? Then next after addition these two numbers we need to print next to those two numbers. Then again we need to add these two numbers. Then we need to print here. Next to these two numbers we need to print here. Next to these two numbers we need to print here. Next to these two numbers we need to print here. Okay. So that is the logic. Until given number we need to print the Fibonacci series numbers actually. So let's discuss about the logic, how to write the logic for it. So first we need to take number 1 equal to 0, number 2 equal to 1. So I'm taking, I want to here number 1 less than or equal to n. Always here I less than or equal to given number only should not be there here. Here true condition, whatever. So true condition, we can write anything without compile time errors. You can write anything, any true condition. Anything means here any boolean value we need to write. Okay. So until here I write in until the number 1 less than or equal to n I written. Okay. So now I am printing number 1. So number 1 what value is there, sir? 0 is there, that will be printed. Next what I am taking into temp equal to number 1 plus number 2. Okay. In number 1 what value is there currently? So in number 1 0 is there. 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 how much? 1 will be printed. So whenever it is first iteration time 0 already printed. Okay. Then we are calculating this into temp equal to number 1 plus number 2, 0 plus 1 equal to 1. So in temp variable 1 value is there. Then what we are telling, number 1 equal to number 2. So number 2 1 value is there, that will be stored in number 1. So now currently number 1, so number 1 is there. So in temp variable currently what value is there? 1 is there. Number 1 variable 1 is there. Number 2 equal to temp. Even in number 2 also 1 is there. So at the first iteration completing time, in temp variable 1 is there. In number 1 variable 1 is there. In number 2 value also, in number 2 variable also 1 is there. So whenever second iteration execution time, so in number 1 variable what value is there, sir? 1 is there. That 1 printed. Okay. So now what we are telling, temp equal to number 1 plus number 2. So in number 1 also 1 is there, number 2 also 1 is there. Number 1 plus number 2 how much? 2 is there. 2. So in temp variable 2 value will be stored. Number 1 equal to how much, sir? Number 2. So in number 2 1 is there, that 1 value will be stored in number 1. Okay. Now number 2 equal to temp. So 1 plus 1 how much? Temp variable 2 is there. Temp variable 2 is there, that 2 value will be stored in number 2. So until finishing the second loop, so in temp variable 2 is there, in number 1 variable 1 is there, in number 2 variable what is there? 2 is there. Okay. Now it while iterating the third loop, third iteration, while iterating the third iteration. So in number one variable, what value is there? One is there, one printed. Okay. Now in temp variable, now number one temp equal to number one plus number two. Temp equal to number one plus number two. In number one is there, one plus two, three. 1 plus 2, 3. In temp variable, 3, it will be printed. 3 will be stored. Okay. So now number 1 equal to number 2. So in number 2 variable, what value is there? 2 is there. 2 will be stored in number 1. Number 2, what value is there? 3 will be 3 is there. That 3 value will be stored here. So this is the loop actually. Continuously until number 1 less than or equal to n, this logic will be executed. So let's implement the same logic programmatically. So first what we need to take into number 1 equal to 0, into number 2 equal to 1. So int and we need to take input now. First of all, that is the important, right? Int input equal to how much? Let's take 10. So I want to execute my logic for index 1 we need to take, right? So my loop will be started until 1. My loop will be started until it should be executed. Until it should be executed number 1 less than or equal to input. Number 1 less than or equal to input. Okay. So then what we need to take on temp variable, we need to take into temp equal to number 1 plus number 2. Then after, okay, then number 1 equal to number 2. Then number 2 equal to temp. So before writing this, right, we need to print number 1. We need to print number 1. Okay. Number 1. Okay. So then let's print. Let's execute that. So run a Java application. So I don't want to print next line. I want to print in the same line. Run a Java application. Run a Java application till that. So if I give 100 till 100, my Fibonacci series will be printed. Got my point? So this is the logic. Okay. Already explained clearly in PowerPoint. So if you have still any doubts, you can actually you can comment. Okay. So if you are watching first time my channel, please subscribe and like my channel videos. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.